Assalamu alaikum viewers and welcome to my channel Study Law with Bushra. So today our topic of discussion is kinds of marriage. But before starting my topic, if you people haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please subscribe and don't forget to press the bell icon for latest updates. So moving towards the kinds of marriage, there are basically three kinds of marriage: valid marriage or sahi marriage, irregular marriage or fasid marriage, and the last one is void marriage or batil marriage. We will discuss each of them one by one. So, moving towards valid marriage. Valid marriage is the one which fulfills all the essentials of marriage. That means when proposal, acceptance, free consent, consideration, and witnesses are fulfilled, then we can say that marriage is called a valid marriage. When the marriage is in accordance with the rules that is laid down by Quran and Sunnah and there is nothing unlawful in it, then we can call that kind of marriage a valid marriage or sahi marriage. Now let's move towards the legal effects of valid marriage. The valid marriage creates rights and duties between the married person. So we will discuss what are the rights and duties that valid marriage creates. Number 1, the status of parties shall be cleared. Number 2, the status of children shall be cleared, means the children should be legitimate. Number 3, mutual rights of inheritance are created. Number 4, conjugal infidelity. That means the wife should allow her husband to have a sexual intercourse and be obedient to him. Means she is bound to reside with her husband unless there is a valid reasons for her refusal to do so. That's called conjugal infidelity. Number 5, the wife will be entitled for maintenance, shelter, residence or dower. And the duties of wife, which are the main essential. She must be loyal, she must be obedient, and she must bound to follow the reasonable command and demand of her husband. Next is iddat. The wife is bound to observe iddat in case of dissolution of marriage. Observance of iddat in case of death of husband will be 4 months and 10 days, while in case of divorce it will be only 3 months. And the last one is children are entitled to inheritance. These are the following legal effects which the valid marriage creates. Now moving towards irregular marriage or fasid marriage. An irregular marriage is a one which is not unlawful in itself, but some essentials are missing. Although that marriage is lawful, but there are some deficiencies or missing point which it has to regulate. So let's discuss what kinds of marriages are irregular. So we can say that following kinds of marriages are irregular or fasid. Number 1, a marriage without witness. When there is no witness, then that marriage is irregular. When a person married to the woman who has already 4 wives. Number 3, a person marrying with a woman undergoing iddat. Or number 4, the marriage prohibited by the reason of differences of religion. These are the 4 kinds of marriages which are fasid, which are irregular. Now let's discuss what kind of legal effects irregular marriage creates. So legal effects of irregular marriage includes before consummation and after consummation. Before consummation or physical relation, the marriage may be terminated by either party, either male or either female, either wife or either husband, by their words showing an intention that they want to separate or they don't want to continue their marriage. So before consummation, there are no legal effects. While after consummation, if the consummation has taken place, then the following legal effects occurs. Number 1, wife's entitlement to dower. Number 2, legitimacy of children. Children must be legitimate. And number C, the wife is bound to observe the iddat. Just like we discussed in valid marriage that in case of death, iddat will be 4 months and 10 days, while in case of divorce, the iddat will be 3 months. While in case of irregular marriage, the iddat in case of divorce and death of husband will be 3 months. And the last one is children are entitled to inheritance. The last kind of marriage is void marriage or batil marriage. Void marriage is a one which is totally unlawful. Void marriage is a marriage which is illegal or no marriage at all. A marriage with a woman prohibited by the reason of consanguinity, affinity, or fosterage is void. Void marriage doesn't create any rights, duties, and liabilities because the offspring of void marriage is illegitimate. Now, let's discuss the degrees of prohibition. Because the marriage with a woman prohibited by the reason of consanguinity, affinity, and fosterage will be called a void marriage. Consanguinity means blood relations or nasab. So it is permanently haram in Islam for a Muslim to marry that person's stepmother, his mother or grandmother, his daughter or granddaughter, his niece or grandniece. If the person marry with these relations, with these women, then that marriage is called a void marriage. Next is affinity. Affinity means in-laws relationship or the relationship developed by law. So it is haram in Islam for a Muslim to marry the wife's mother or his mother-in-law, his daughter-in-law, the wife of his father or his grandpaternal father. So that marriage will be called a void marriage. The last one is fosterage. Fosterage means the relationship due to sucking of milk. So in Sunni law, there are some exceptions. A man cannot marry foster sister, foster mother, or foster sister's mother. So it is haram for him to marry these kinds of relationship. So that's all about the kinds of marriage. I hope you people understand this video. If you like that video, please comment below, and if you have further queries, please comment. I will try to solve them. Thank you so much for watching.